So first we're going to start off by troubleshooting any issues you may have with the AirPod disconnecting during calls or disconnecting during FaceTime. These issues are kind of troubleshooted the same way because the AirPods kind of treat FaceTime and just regular calls as just one calling mechanism. So to troubleshoot any kind of disconnection issues you may have, one of the first things you want to do is switch your microphone to either be left or right instead of having it automatic. So the way you would do that is going into your settings, and you're going to go into your Bluetooth, look for your AirPods, hit that little eye next to the AirPod, which is going to bring you into kind of like the settings of the AirPods themselves. At the very bottom, you're going to see a microphone setting. So you hit that, and then yours is probably set to automatically switch, which is something that you don't want. You want to make sure it's either set to left or right. Having it at a specific air will help with that disconnection issue. Another thing you may want to try is turning off the auto ear detection. So if you turn off the auto ear detection feature, that can help with making sure that the AirPods kind of stay on and don't disconnect when you're on calls. It's kind of a little workaround that should help. Now, one of the next best steps to take if none of those work is in here, you're going to have the ability to forget this device. And if you hit the forget the device, the AirPods will unpair from the phone completely, and then you will just have to reset the AirPods up again as normal. So if you hit forget the device, AirPods are gone. Make sure AirPods are close to the phone once more. Open that lid. It's going to redetect it. Hit the connect button. It's asking me to hold the button in the back. It's connecting. Connect it up. Repairing it after having it forgotten is another step in making sure that the AirPods stay connected while you're on your calls. Now, in the phone itself, what you can do is also try resetting your network settings or all settings in the hope that that will also help fix the problem. And that is done in your general settings menu. So if you go into settings and you go to general and you scroll down to the bottom where it says reset, then you have the ability to reset all settings here and reset network settings there. So if you reset just the network settings first, test that, see if it works. If that doesn't work, then you would select reset all settings and then see if that helps fixes the problem. And one of the themes you're going to see throughout the video is after every troubleshooting step that we take, my suggestion is if none of these troubleshooting tips work, go ahead and comment down below the video and we can offer some more suggestions. But in the end, you can only troubleshoot so much and you may just have to end up reaching out to Apple. So I always end any of my troubleshooting tips by saying that if they don't work, your next best bet is to reach out to Apple. And we're going to make sure to put the Apple support email in the comment section and the description below this video. So make sure to check that out. So audio volume could be another thing that's happening. If you connect your AirPods to your phone and the audio volume is a little bit low versus when you connect it to like your laptop or your tablet, then you can actually go through a couple of troubleshooting steps. And these are the steps you can take to kind of fix that problem. So to troubleshoot any kind of sound quality issue, one of the first things you want to do is make sure that your phone isn't on low power mode. Low power mode can reduce the maximum volume potential of the AirPods on the phone itself. One of the ways you can check to make sure your phone isn't on low power mode is by going into your settings, and then you want to go into battery. And then you want to make sure that low power mode on battery is not selected. That low power mode again is kind of a battery saver, but it also depletes the volume level on your Apple Airpods. So you want to make sure that low power mode is turned off. And then you can check the volume of your AirPods once more to see if that works. Another thing you can do in settings is check the actual volume limit itself. So when you open up your settings, you're going to scroll down to music. And in the music menu, you want to scroll down and you want to make sure that sound check is not on or that tick is not selected. So sound check is another way for you to check to make sure that your volume can be raised to the max and have the best sound quality on the AirPods itself. If you're having any issues, make sure to check that sound check option in your settings. And as always, if that doesn't work, you can just try again unpairing the AirPods by going into your Bluetooth, selecting the AirPods, hitting forget this device, letting it completely forget the AirPods, then going through that repairing option of opening the AirPods next to the phone and hitting the button on the back to have the AirPods then reconnect to the phone, and check to see if the volume level then becomes acceptable. And then another really cool trick you can do is to kind of calibrate the sound between your AirPods and your iPhone. And the way you would do that is really just turning the volume all the way up on the iPhone. Then you're going to want to go into your settings here, unpair your AirPods as I showed you before. I'm going to play the audio sound on your iPhone speaker, turn the volume all the way down, reconnect the AirPods, and then start adjusting the volume accordingly. And hopefully that calibration will then help get your AirPods to the right volume level. And as always, I'm going to end every suggestion with saying if that doesn't work, contact Apple support and they should be able to assist further. Now, since the AirPods can be used for telephone calls, making sure that the microphone works is a very important part of it, especially with the new AirPods, because you have the Siri option on it and you have the ability to kind of tap for Siri and also answer calls with the AirPods itself. So you want to make sure the microphone is working the way it's supposed to. If somebody can't hear you while you have the AirPods in and your microphone isn't working the way it's supposed to, follow these steps and hopefully they help. One of the first things you can try to do is to do a full reset on the AirPods themselves. And we have a video on how to reset the AirPods. I'm going to make sure that's linked in the description down below. Then you can also go into the settings, and next to the eye in the AirPods, you're just going to press that. And when you're in these settings, you want to double check your microphone option here. As always, I would suggest that switching between either left or right microphone instead of having it automatically switching is probably one of the best ways to make sure your mic is working and detecting everything that it should be. If that's still not working, then it could be a hardware issue, unfortunately, and your next best bet would be to reach out to Apple. One of the cool things you can actually do with this particular setting is switch it to the left one, check the microphone, see if it's working. Switch it to the right one, check the microphone, see if it's working. If you have a left one working versus a right one working, then you know then that there's an issue with one particular mic. You can have that particular AirPod switched out versus replacing both. With your Apple Airpods, remember we have another video you can check out. The first one we did, I'm going to make sure that is linked down below in the description of this video. But if you have any issues that we didn't address in either one of those videos, make sure to share those in the comment section below. We'll try to get to them as quickly as possible, answer any questions you guys may have. Also, remember that if none of the troubleshooting steps work, there isn't any problem in reaching out to Apple support and making sure that they know that your AirPods are just not working the way they're supposed to. It can go a long way in making sure they either get replaced or fixed as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, if you found it useful at all, go ahead and drop us a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more support videos just like this one. Share your thoughts, comments, and questions in the comment section below this video. Until next time, guys. Peace.